Hi friends, welcome to Jaya Learning Tree channel. How are you all? Hope you all doing good. As usual, I brought a topic, important topic in our own livelihood. That is what checks. Once in a while, in a daily life, we used to talk about this term, right? We'll see what is checks comprehensively. Before going into the comprehensively, let us see what is the meaning. Okay, a check is nothing but an unconditional order in writing. Okay, by a customer of the bank requesting them to pay on presentation on specified sum as mentioned, okay, to a person named in the instruments or to the bearer or the order or specified is nothing but an check, friends. I hope you understood what is check. What is this unconditional order? This unconditional order is nothing but an, for example, if you have a check, if you submit it to the bank to draw the money, they won't ask you on what condition you getting this sum of money. Okay, isn't it? No, the banker will ask. That is not their duty. Their duty is only to honor the check, isn't it? That is why we call it as it is an unconditional order in writing, isn't it? I hope you understood what is check. Okay, we'll see nomenclatures associated with the checks. Okay, there are many nomenclatures we used to call for checks. For example, harder check, bearer check, blank check, stale check, etc. Okay, we'll see one by one. What is this? Harder check. Harder check means a check payable to a particular person or his order. Okay, such type of check is called as an order check. Next one is bearer check. A check payable to the person whoever bears. Bears means what? Who is the holder? Who holds the checks? Such kind of a check we call it as an bearer check. Blank check. Okay. Blank check is nothing but an all the columns are blank except signature. Only signature is written. Okay. That is what blank check. Next one is stale check. What is the meaning of the stale? Stale is nothing but an old, which is according to the banking regulations. According to the Banking Regulation Act 1949, if any check more than 3 months older, such kind of a checks we call it as a stale check. Okay. Next one is mutilated check. What is the meaning of mutilated? Mutilated is nothing but a torn. Okay. Whichever the check which is torn into two or more pieces, such kind of a checks we call it as a mutilated checks. Next one is post dated checks. For example, while you making the check, while you giving the check, if you given for the post date, I mean in the future date, okay, such kind of a checks we call it as a post dated check. What is open check? Check which is not crossed is called as open check. While we making the check, we used to cross the check in the left hand side to pay or to account, like that, by specifying. If you are not specified anything else, means such kind of checks we call it as an open check. Okay, I hope you understood the difference between the cross check and open check. Now we will see MICR code on checks. Okay, why this MICR was introduced? So to prevent the frauds in the banking sector. Okay, this MICR is nothing but a magnetic ink character recognition. It has a 9-digit code. First 3 digits shows the city or district. Next 3 digits shows the name of the bank. Last 3 digits shows the location of the branch or the branch name. Okay, it is very essential in the electronic clearing system. Okay, I hope you understood what is MICR. What is the need of MICR? Because to prevent the frauds in the banking sector. Then we'll see what is material alteration in the checks. Okay, what is material alteration? Whatever you have filled by the first chance. Okay, after if you want to change anything else in the characteristics in the check, if you are change any date or the some payable, or you change the crossing marks, such kind of alteration we call it as an material alteration of the checks, friends. I hope you understood what is the material alteration. Why crossing of the checks is needed? I said in the left hand side we used to cross by specifying like company or the bank name or the P only, like that, because the crossing is necessary to prevent the unhealthy material alteration. Okay, because in the bank, in the check, in the negotiable instrument act, what they will say, whoever the holder, whoever the bearer, you have to honor the check, isn't it? To prevent these kind of frauds, uh, the crossing of the check is needed. Okay, I hope you understood why the crossing of the check is needed. We'll see the special circumstances where the banks can withhold the payments. Sometimes banks, the banker won't honor the checks. Sometimes he withheld the check. Okay, he won't pay the money mentioned in the check. Why? What is the reason? Why? What is this special circumstances? One is the death of the drawer, the insolvent drawer, or company in liquidation, or insane customers, countermanding, like that. Who is the drawer here? Whoever who issues the check. For example, a person issues checks to me. One who issues such person is called as a drawer. I become a payee. The banker become a dry. I hope you know this basics in Negotiable Instruments Act. Okay. We'll see one fact. Do you know banks are under statutory obligation to honor the customers' checks? When there are sufficient funds in the with the drawer, funds are meant for payments of such check, there is a proper demand to make the payment. They have an obligation if these three provisions were fulfilled. Okay. Next, see the bouncing of checks. Why the checks will bounce. Okay. In Negotiable Instruments Act 1881, section 138 to 142 says the check is returned or unpaid due to the stop payment instruction. That means it says the drawer, one who issues the check, has committed the criminal liability. Okay, whoever, if anyone issues a check, if the check was dishonored or else it was bounced, then that means the issued person has committed a criminal liability, isn't it? Okay, we'll see few facts about this. Do you know if the amount on the written check, okay, the words and the amount, if it is differs, they will take the figures with the irrespective of the numbers. Okay, they will give the prime importance to the figures instead of the numbers. Okay, when the checks are drawn by arrested persons or trials or convicted persons should be honored. That means whoever the person who committed the crime or else one who arrested or committed or convicted, if such persons also checks were old, they if they ordered the check, means you have to honor according to the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881. Here is some few more information about the bouncing of the checks. It seems important, so I have made with a slide. Have a look, friends. There are some more importance. What is the convicted rate? I mean the imprisonment period, and what is the date? How to what will be the penalty one who bounces the check? All such kind of information I have given over here. Please have a look. Okay, we'll see what is DD. Demand draft. DD. Demand draft is nothing but an which is drawn by the bank from the another bank. Okay, in simple we call it as a bill of exchange. You have heard this DD. We used to when we used to study, we used to drawn this demand and draft to pay some examination phases also. Or else now also we used to use for to know the information in the Right to Information Act, isn't it? We have to draw some 10 rupees DD. That is what DD means. It will come under the bill of exchange, but it doesn't mention in the Negotiable Instrument Act. We'll see few differences between check and demand draft. Check. Drawer is individual account holder. He has an individual account holder to make a check. Okay. But in demand draft, even though you don't have an account in the scheduled bank, you can go and make a DD. Okay. In check, there is no certainty of the payment. As I said, sometimes they will withhold, sometimes the check may go bounce, isn't it? But in demand draft, the payment is certain. Okay. Whenever you go with the demand draft, there is no such kind of issues like bouncing or withholding like that. Okay. It is always certain. Drawer can stop it by issuing order. For example, the issuer of the check, if you find any malpractices or if you find any discrepancies with the person to whom he issued, he can simply call and stop by ordering. Okay, stop issuing my check. Okay, but in demand draft, it is not the case. No one can stop it. Check is mentioned in the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, but demand draft is not defined in the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. You all know in the Negotiable Instrument Act, first instrument is nothing but a promissory note, and second instrument is nothing but an bill of exchange. Third one is check, isn't it? Next we'll see CTS, check truncation system. It is introduced in 2010 in the banking sector. Why they have introduced? To stop the flow of physical check from one branch to another branch or the one city to another city. Okay. As a pilot project, first they have introduced in NCR region. NCR is nothing but a national capital region. Okay. To avoid the physical flow of check, to verify digitally with a digital signature, the Reserve Bank of India brought check truncation system in 2010. Okay, here is I have given the pictorial representation how the check truncation system will appear. That is what in an invisible turn. I have given in first one the bank logo printed with the invisible link. By using some scanning machines, they will authenticate which check was the original one. Okay, here how the check truncation system will work. For example, a drawer, the issuer of the check will be in Delhi. Okay, he cannot travel to Chennai and he can give it to another friend for the drawing of the money. Just he will draw and he will send it in a digital way with the digital signature, and the payee can withdraw the check in Chennai itself instead of going into the Delhi. This is what the benefit of the check truncation system. Okay, it stops the movement of physical check from branch to branch. Instead of physically going to the branch, they will easily withdraw the money by using the digital checks. Okay, with using the digital signature. That is what check truncation system. What is the process? What is the process? As I said, in a digital way, the images captured would be transmitted to the drive bench. Okay, with the digital signature. Each image will carry the digital signature apart from the endorsement of the presenting branch. Okay, the entire process will involve in image based clearance. Okay, instead of physical clearance. As I said previously, I said no. By using the digital, they will validate the check whichever is the original, and finally they will withdraw the money wherever they want, whichever the branch they needed. Okay, we'll see what is the advantages of the check truncation system. Advantages: because of check truncation system, physically we need not to go, but digitally we can withdraw the money. It will become faster clearing cycle, better reconciliation, better verification, isn't it? Better customer services, minimize the transaction cost, and it uses the additional security features fear of losing check while we moving from one place to another place, and easily the frauds can be eliminated, isn't it? I hope you understood, friends, what is check and the nomenclature of the check and MICR, magnetic in character recognitions, and also check truncation system. And also I briefed about DD. What is DD? The difference between the DD and check. I hope you understood, friends, and enjoyed. Please share and subscribe our channel. If you like the video, please click the like button. Please share your friends, and you know how you all very well know about this word sharing is caring. Please don't take only sake of you, and also you share the benefits to your friends too. Okay, sharing is caring. Hope you enjoyed today. Thank you, friends. Bye.